The entire locker room lost it. "You've got super glutes, Kershaw," Levi said. "Hey, that has a nice ring to it." "Don't even think of it, new guy. I already have a nickname." Facing an ass-free mirror, Cade scrubbed a clump of gel through his hair. "You mean lightning? Which you invented yourself." "Surely not." "You self-assigned your nickname?" "And it's starting to catch on. Like lightning." Vadim curled his lips in aristocratic disgust. "In your wet dreams, Theo. You cannot come up with your own nickname. That is the rule." Jorgensen walked out of the showers, munching on a power bar. Apparently, the Swede brought food with him everywhere he went, because who'd want to risk going hungry for 10 long minutes while soaping up your balls? "Rule for what?" "Kershaw coming up with his own nickname," Cade said. "But the new guy thought of a better one. Super glutes." Eric took a long, hard look at Theo's ass. "I can see that." "He's got super glutes. Super glutes. He's super glutey." Right-winger Ford Callahan sang it to the tune of Super Freak. Soon the whole team was singing the new version, while Theo did something mildly threatening and downright unmentionable with his dick. "Gentlemen," a soft voice cut in. "Okay if I enter?" Levi recognized the voice as belonging to team owner Harper Chase. Huh. Were locker room visits from the female ownership a common occurrence? Theo covered up his super ass. "Yeah, we're decent, Miss Chase." In walked Harper, along with the Rebels' general manager, Dante Moretti. To say that the leadership of the team was unusual would be like saying Theo Kershaw did not have an ass-splitting pants problem that he insisted on yammering on about incessantly. Owned jointly by the 3 Chase sisters and managed by Moretti, the only openly gay chief executive in pro sports, the Rebels had spent the last 4 years smashing glass ceilings and busting every stereotype imaginable about how a team should be run. Along the way, they'd made enemies, but had also found soulmates. If you believed in that kind of thing. Petite, blonde, high-heeled, and steely-eyed, Harper was de facto CEO, and hands-on, a trait Levi had admired during a "Hi, how are ya" meeting a couple of days ago. He'd also been impressed by her hockey knowledge, business savvy, and faith in him. Having spent his prime athlete years in the military, he'd missed out on what should have been the most lucrative period of his hockey career. Going straight from NCAA to the Army was not a typical path. And while it made for good PR copy, donning camo fatigues and dodging bullets in inhospitable climes generally didn't scream committed to your chosen sport. But the Rebels wanted him, and he planned to do them proud. The management chit-chatted with a few of the players before Harper zeroed in on him. "Levi, if you have a moment, could you join us in Coach Calhoun's office?" "Yes, ma'am." They left, but not before Dante sent a significant glance toward his partner, Cade Burnett, and got a burner of a look in return. It was clear that the Rebels management didn't much care for appearances. Harper was shacked up with Cajun hockey legend Remy Dupree, now retired and playing house husband with their 3 kids. Another sister, Olympic medalist Isabel Chase, was married to Rebels captain Petrov, but she still hung around doing skating consultancy. Not to be left out, the final sister, Violet, had tied the knot with Brent St. James, former captain, also retired. It was the kind of thing that filled page 6, as if the women in charge thing wasn't enough to keep those gossip hounds and haters hungry. Acquiring a former Green Beret to make his NHL debut at the positively ancient age of 30 was likely just another day in the front office for the Rebels. After enduring some ribbing for calling the team owner ma'am, sigh, Levi entered Coach Calhoun's office 2 rights and a left from the locker room and found Harper seated behind the desk, decked out in a bespoke suit complete with pocket watch. Dante